Hi, my name is Donna, and I'm known as the Cancer Fashionista. In 2015, I was diagnosed in the last stage of multiple myeloma, bone marrow blood cancer. My journey started out in a complete train wreck. I was hospitalized for 2 weeks with broken bones and failing kidneys, and hearing the report that I was in the last stage of my cancer. I knew when I got home that the only way that my husband, my children, and my loved ones and family and friends would know that I was going to be okay and fight this battle was if I continued to do the one thing I've always loved to do, and that's get dressed. So in preparing for my stem cell transplant that took place after 6 months of chemo to get my cancer count down, I made a point of always going to my treatments and my doctor's appointment, trying my best to look my best. And it made me discover that it felt so good for the outside not to match what the inside so often feels like. Today, I want to take you into my closet and show you a few of the things that have meant so much to me during this last 9 years of my journey. I have never worn a hospital gown when I've gone into the hospital. I think it's so important when we have to have these long treatments that include a stem cell or a CAR T, that we bring our own pajamas. I find hospital gowns rather depressing, so I always pack my own PJs and maybe something special for the transplant day. And I wore this during my CAR T, and it felt so good because I want to celebrate. I want it to be a happy occasion. After I had my stem cell transplant, I gathered my 3 kids in the hospital and I said, kids, in 1 year, we're going to celebrate and we're going to go to Bali. And that didn't quite work out, but we did end up in Tulum. And that started something so important to me, that I was not fearful of travel. I think it's so hard when you have an incurable cancer that you're constantly in treatment for and have ups and downs, that you're so nervous to plan things out. And I think that first trip really helped me to keep going. In what's the worst that could happen? I'd have to cancel a trip. So about a couple years ago, my husband and I got invited to a beautiful wedding in Como at a villa. And this dress I wore, and it was so magical, and I'm so glad that we planned that trip. I had a really bad setback last year, and I had pneumonia and then sepsis, and a tumor popped up in my spine, and just a debacle. But it didn't stop my husband and I, after I recovered, going to Mexico City in San Miguel, and it was so wonderful. And I commemorated my trip by buying this dress, and my husband keeps my picture on his desk in this because it was so much fun, that trip. I now have a little bag prepared because we never know. And I bought my first time in 9 years, I finally bought myself a cashmere sweatsuit because I don't wear sweatsuits. And now I have a whole set that I can leave, come and go from the hospital in, and I'm so glad I finally took the plunge. I just want you to know that what the Cancer Fashionista has really taught me is that I didn't have to become anything greater than I already was. And my hope for you is that you keep that thing you love too. I wish you all the best.